Hey, welcome! First off, if you've recently decided to start hitting the gym, that is an absolutely fantastic decision for your health. So let's make sure you're getting the most out of all that effort by talking about a few common traps that are super easy to fall into.
And I'm serious, just showing up is a huge win. That's often the hardest part. But once you're there, a few common roadblocks can pop up that might slow down your progress or even worse, lead to an injury.
So in this explainer, we're going to break down the 5 most common mistakes that pretty much every gym beginner makes. And hey, no judgment, we have all been there. But more importantly, we're going to give you the simple fixes to avoid them so you can build real momentum and see real results.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning of your workout. Picture it. You've just walked into the gym, you're feeling motivated, your music is on, but what you do in those first 10 minutes can literally define your entire session.
First up is the mistake I see all the time. I mean constantly. It's when people walk straight from the door to the weight rack. It's that tempting but really dangerous habit of
Skipping the proper warm-up. Look, I get it. It's so easy to just want to jump right into the real workout. But going in cold is a massive, massive gamble with your body.
So here's why it's such a big deal. Without a warm-up, your muscles are cold and stiff. Think of them like a cold rubber band. If you stretch it too fast, it's gonna snap. This makes you way more likely to pull or strain something. But it also just means you can't perform at your best. You're literally leaving strength on the table by not prepping your body for the work ahead.
And you know what? The fix is incredibly simple. Just dedicate 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. A light jog, some time on the bike, followed by some dynamic stretches. And by dynamic, I mean active movements like leg swings and arm circles. This tiny investment of time pays off huge when it comes to safety and performance. All right, you're warmed up, you're ready to go. Now let's get into the main event. This is where we can build on that great start, and this is where execution is everything. This leads us right to mistake number 2, which is all about how you move the weight, not just that you move it. I'm talking about the trap of using incorrect form. It's such a classic beginner trap, right? Thinking that more weight automatically equals more progress. But the truth is, technique is king. How you lift is 1,000,000 times more important than how much you lift, especially when you're starting out. Poor form is like a triple threat. First, you're probably not even working the muscle you intend to, which means fewer results. Second, you're putting stress on joints and ligaments that aren't meant to take that load, which can lead to serious injury. And third, you're just wasting your valuable time and energy. It's a lose-lose-lose. The fix here is to check your ego at the door. Seriously. Start with a weight that you can control perfectly through the entire range of motion. There's zero shame in using light weights or even just your body weight to master the technique. Watch some videos, or even better, ask a qualified trainer for a quick form check. Now, for a close cousin of poor form, because they often go hand in hand, the third major mistake is that big temptation of lifting too heavy, too soon. A lot of people call this ego lifting. It's that urge to pile on the plates to look strong, but your body just isn't ready for it yet. Your muscles, your tendons, and your joints all need time to adapt and get stronger together. And this creates a really clear choice. On one side, you have ego lifting, which, let's be honest, gets you nowhere fast, except maybe to the physical therapist's office. On the other side, you have smart lifting, which is all about building a foundation for long-term, sustainable progress. And the key to smart lifting is this principle, progressive overload. It sounds complicated, but it just means challenging your muscles a little bit more over time. Maybe it's doing one more rep than last week, or adding a tiny bit more weight to the bar. This is the scientifically proven way to get stronger safely. So, you've had a great workout. You warmed up, you used perfect form, and you lifted smart. Awesome. But what you do in the other 23 hours of the day is actually where the real magic happens. This brings us to mistake number 4, something many beginners completely forget about. It's the failure to prioritize what happens outside the gym, specifically, ignoring nutrition and rest. Think of it this way. Your workout is what creates the signal for your muscles to grow, but the actual growth, the repair, and the rebuilding, that all happens when you're resting and feeding your body the right fuel. Your workout is only one part of the equation. And this illustrates the point perfectly. Your 1 hour in the gym is just 4% of your entire day. The other 96% is dedicated to recovery. If you neglect that massive chunk of time, you're pretty much sabotaging all the hard work you just put in. The solution here is straightforward. Fuel your body properly with a balanced diet full of protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats. And this is huge.
Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Sleep is when your body releases growth hormone and does most of its muscle repair. Don't skip it.
We've covered what to do before, during, and after your workout. But all of this is held up by the most critical element for long-term success, and that's your mindset.
And that leads us to our fifth and final mistake. And honestly, this is the one that derails more fitness journeys than all the others combined. It's the ultimate result killer known as inconsistent training. We've all been there. You start a new routine with this huge burst of motivation, you're at the gym 5 days a week, but then, when you don't look like a fitness model after 2 weeks, that motivation fades and you start skipping sessions. You can really see the two paths this creates. The inconsistent path is just this frustrating cycle of starting and stopping that almost always leads to quitting. But the consistent path, even if it's just 2 or 3 solid workouts a week, that's what builds momentum and delivers those incredible long-term results. Fitness truly is a marathon, not a sprint.
So let's bring it all together. Avoiding these 5 pitfalls really does set you on the direct path to achieving your goals safely and effectively.
This really says it all. It's not about being perfect from day one. It's just about building good habits around these core principles. Each one builds on the last, and together they create this powerful system for your success.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Don't try to fix everything all at once. Just pick one. Will you commit to a proper 10-minute warm-up, or maybe focus on mastering the form of just one exercise? That one small, consistent change is the real start of your successful fitness journey. Thanks for listening.